All right. So our first word that we have is cultural group. What is a cultural group? You just said it. What's the definition of a cultural group? Why? What is it? Yes, a group of people who share language and customs. Now, when they talk about language, ladies and gentlemen, do you think that they're talking about nouns and verbs and singular possessive and plural possessive? What are they talking about then? Haley, what are they talking about? Yes. So another way to say how they speak or the language that they speak is simply to say language. So when you see that word language, it doesn't mean parts of grammar, parts of speech. Where's the noun? Where's the subject? Okay? It doesn't mean that at all. It means what they speak. We're back at the language part. Now, what that's telling us is there were 4 different tribes. Okay, there were 4 different tribes. 3 tribes spoke one language, 1 tribe spoke another language. So 3 of those tribes were in the same cultural group. 1 of them was in a different cultural group. Okay? So tell me what the 3 tribes that belonging to one cultural group were. What were those 3 tribes? A would be 1. The Ojibwa. Exactly. So OJ. Okay, so we have the Ojibwa. Eva, give me another one. The Potawatomi. And what is the 3rd group? Connor? The Odawa. Yep. They were one cultural group. Okay? And what language did they speak? Who can say it? Megan, can you say it? Close. Madison, you want to take a chance? Yep. Close. All right, Kaylee, try it. Okay. It is kind of a crazy name. But I'm going to spell it downstairs. Okay. So they were all in the same cultural group because they all spoke the same language, the Algonquin language. What was their nickname? Their nickname was what? Alex? The 3 fires. Okay, so we have the Ojibwa, Potawatomi, and Odawa. They spoke the same language, they were the same cultural group, and their nickname was the 3 fires. So that leaves us with 1 tribe left. And what was that last tribe? Guys, what was it? The Huron. And what language did the Huron tribe speak? Madison Post? Iroquois. Okay, that is another Native American tribe. They spoke that language. Okay, they spoke Iroquois. Did it say that they had a nickname? No, they didn't. They were just known as the Huron tribe. Okay? These other three were known as the Three Fires. And that's what we're talking about now. So let's talk about these other names. It says there, the Ojibwa tribe. Okay, they were also known as what? Other tribe. What was their other name? Sophie? Not Ottawa. The Ojibwa. Chippewa. So they were also known as the Chippewa. Okay, and where did they settle? Where does it say that they settled? Kaylee? Right, they settled in the Upper Peninsula. Okay, our next group. Who is our next group that they talk about? Owen? The Odawa, exactly. And what were they known as? They were also known as what? Lacey, do you know what they were also known as? The Odawa were also known as what? Connor, can you help her out? The Ottawa. And where did they settle? Where did they settle, Bella? They settled in the northern part. Northern part of the what house? And where else? East Central Michigan. Right. And our last group that they talked about, our third group that they talked about was who? Madison, the Potawatomi. And where did they didn't go by any other name other than Potawatomi. And where did they settle, wives? Okay, they settled in the southwest part of Michigan. And then we have our last group that didn't go by any other name either, and they are who? Angel, the Huron tribe. And where did the Huron tribe settle? Angel? Yeah, no. The Huron settled where? Megan? No. The Huron people settled in almost at the end of that second paragraph. Gretchen? Are you on page 73 guys? Go down. Does your book say that the Huron people settled in the Lake Erie region of Michigan? The Mackinac County. Huh. All right. Well, if you look, guys, they actually settled. Look at your map. It's right around the Lake Erie area. So they didn't settle there. They settled in the Lake Erie area, not in Mackinac. Okay? So they settled in the Lake Erie region. All right. What does it mean to adapt? What does it mean to adapt? Alex, what does it mean to adapt? No. If you lived in Florida and you moved to Michigan, you would have to adapt to the weather. So what does it mean to adapt? Zach, what does it mean? Yeah, kind of get used to it. Change your way of life according to the place that you settle. So that's what these Indian tribes or Native American tribes had to do. They had to change their way of life to go along with where they settled. Okay, so that means that's how you need to adapt. Okay, that's what that means. Right? When we talked about these three tribes here that they spoke Algonquin, their nickname was the Three Fires. It also told us one other important thing. Not only was their nickname the Three Fires, they were also known as what? Do you remember the name that we talked about? They were also known as what? Megan? The Anishinaabe, yes. And that's one of those, the first things that we're going to talk about is these three groups. So they were known as the Three Fires, and they were called the Anishinaabe. So, right. Okay. So all three